Hey, welcome to Talk Tuesday. Today's topic is what does money feel like in your home? Before people learn how to manage money, they learn how money feels. We are going to talk about that today. Hey, so welcome to Talk Tuesday. I missed you all last week. Let me start there. I'm not even going to jump over it. Last week I was not here. And I missed it. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get that live. Hey, get that live topic added back. So this month we're focusing on our monthly theme is the money she models. So I got that from it being Mother's Day. Hey, so being Mother's Day month, we're going to be talking about money as it relates to our family, ourself, our household, our children, things like that. So everything will kind of tie in since it's Mother's Day's month. So the theme is the money she models. So last week's topic, I can't even remember what it was right now. But anywho, at work I was subpoenaed. So it threw my day off. So I didn't make it to my live. So it wasn't my intention. I missed you guys. I like to be here for you. And thank you to those who reached out and said, "Hey, I missed you. Where were you?" And so I'm sorry I missed you. And we are here today. And today we're going to talk about what does money feel like in your home. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Because, tonight we're not going to talk about, you know, how much money we're making and, all that stuff we always talk about and how to budget and things like that. Because before we learn about budgeting and savings and things like that, we need to learn how money makes us feel. For some people, that could be stressed. For some people, that's calm. For some people, it's avoiding. I don't want to, it's different things. It's different things. And, you know, the topic that we have, how do we feel? How's it feel in your home? Because we don't always realize that, we know how money makes us feel, but we don't realize how it might make others feel in our home, from what they might see, what they maybe don't say. And, you know, you don't remember things that specifically happened when you were younger with money, but I'm sure you remember a feeling like, if sometimes things were tense or, there were maybe could have been like a little back and forth or we didn't talk about money or different things, how, things felt. So we're going to talk about that today. And I have a couple, I wrote down a couple ways that money could examples of ways it could feel in a household. So for some of you, I might say something that's similar to you. Some maybe I might not because I didn't write down a lot, but I just wrote down some that I thought would be good ones as I thought they were from different perspectives. So my thinking is, try to catch something that, something that most of you might have felt. So the number one I have down here is money can feel like conflict. That could happen in a home where, you know, maybe we were supposed to take care of this, but we took care of this instead. The decision was made by one, but not the other, which causes eh, major conflict because now the bills are due, or now we're sitting in the dark. But, you know, we didn't discuss that. Only one person agreed to it, or one person made a decision all on their own. So, um, you know, that could make someone feel like money is similar to fighting. So that's a feeling that we could feel, because we seen an argument or such. So that's a feeling I said I would share. Number two, I have money could feel secretive. And that could come from, maybe there could be someone who they are like they're dealing with all of the finances. So no one else knows what's going on. They won't share what's going on. Others in the household might ask questions and they're like, I got it. I'm handling it. And you don't really know what's going on. You don't know if things are going well, if things are going bad, but you just know that, it's a secret. So that's hard, dealing with that because you don't know what's going on. Nothing's being shared with you. And depending on the way things are set up, there's no way for you to find out. If, for instance, if everything is in someone's name only, they could hide things from you. Maybe they don't share things with you. Maybe they're getting everything sent electronically, so you're not able to see anything, you're not able to search anything, not able to look anything up. You can't call or find out anything because you're not the actual person, you know? So that's another one. That's a big one. A lot of people deal with the secretive and, or it could be, bills that could be hidden. Maybe someone accidentally sees a bill like, hey, where did this bill come from? I didn't know we had uh, what can I say? I didn't know we had a Best Buy card, credit card. That made me think of it because I went there recently. But, it could be something where, somebody doesn't even know that we have a credit card that we have in the household, although it's the person whose card it is, but you know what I mean. For example, that's something that could be hidden, or someone could have Amazon packages coming in and they're like, sneaking them in the house and hiding them and, like, hey, you order something? You order something else? So, it could be different things. It could be seen different ways. But that's number two. I have number three. Money could feel like control. So in some households, if there is one particular person who's bringing in all the money or bringing in, you're laughing at, if there's one person who's, making all the money or making a majority of the money, who's handling most of the bills or all the bills, they could feel like they are in control of everything. They decide everything. Everything is their way or no way. So, that's what could be seen. And this not only, for children, but other, well, I guess mostly children, but that's what we see when we're growing up. These scenarios are, things that I'm thinking that, we seen when we were younger. They were talking about the household this month. So, you know, you could see someone, asking questions, someone, basically, I'm handling this, so don't worry about it. Don't ask questions or, So that's another thing. Could be control. So there's different ways that money can make you feel. And even having this conversation, it's like, you feel the emotions, like just talking about them. So you can see how that might feel, growing up in the home. So just thinking about it, thinking back to them. So maybe I didn't speak about an emotion that you felt. Hey, an emotion that you felt, but it could be an emotion that you experienced. It could be an emotion that, maybe someone experienced and they told you about it. So, but I have another one. Money could, make you feel, it makes you think about some things. Yes, yes, yes. And that's what all of my lives are designed to do. And I'm glad to hear that it makes you think. But that's the point. I want you to think about different things. We don't want to, you know, we want to be mindful of that. So this month in talking about that, how money feels in your home. So, it could feel calm. It could be like, oh, we're okay. All our bills are handled. We don't have anything to worry about. We have plenty of food. You know, we're okay. That's going to be a calm feeling. Money's going to feel calm in the home. We're not worried about when something's coming in or when a bill might come in, if it's going to interrupt how things are going, how we're living, how, you know, do we have to make adjustments or things like that? Nope. You could be feeling calm. You could see calm in the home. Everyone's just enjoying themselves, not thinking about things. So that's another one. Um, my last one I have on here. I like this one. Money can feel hopeful in your home because that could happen from just sitting down with your family and talking about your goals with your finances, you know, or plans. Like, okay, did we set goals to begin saving as a household for our vacation? Did we set goals to plan for the holidays? What are our limits? What did we decide? Or do we plans to, like something that we talk about, paying our house off quicker, making plans to do things like that as a family to talk together. So that's something that's happy, it's hopeful. We're thinking of things that we can do. We're talking about it together. It's exciting, thinking about the possibilities of what can happen or what's going to happen. So Yeah, definitely vacations. Definitely savings, all those things, all the good stuff. Let's see. So let's get to the reflection questions for today. I hope it wasn't too, with that topic for the day, but I was hoping that this topic would just make you think, like, what's going on in your home and what your children might see or what you experienced and maybe what you don't realize what it did for you growing up, how money felt in your home. So, maybe you can make adjustments or be more mindful of how things appear, how they feel, how they look. You know what you're experiencing, but how's it, you know, coming off to others, helping to save us some money. Yes, absolutely. All right, so reflection question number one. What does money feel like in your home right now? Think about that. What does money feel like in my home? Today we discussed I can't remember all the ones we went over. Let's see. We went over conflict, secretive, control, structured, and hopeful. But of course those aren't, you know, that's not all. So just think about that. Think about it. How does it feel in your home? Or at least how do you think it feels in your home? That was a great topic. Oh, why? Thank you. I thought it was a great topic too. Um, but I didn't know I was going to feel the feels explaining everything and talking about it. Like, yeah. Reflection question number two. What financial feelings have you normalized? What might you be experiencing financially? That like feelings that you have about money that you make yourself feel like that's normal. That is not really normal. Think about those things. So to learn about finances, we gotta learn about it all. The feelings that come with it, because we'll always remember the feelings. Always remember the feelings when you think back to. A lot of times we'll talk about what was your first experience with money and what do you remember. You're going to think back to how you felt. That's going to take you back to then, and that'll bring the story out and all the things. So just think about it now. Just think about what you want to do for your household. If there's anything you need to change, or maybe everything's wonderful. You know. All right. So, before we go, I want to remind you we're celebrating our 5-year business anniversary on July 1st. However, we're going to have a little celebration on July 8th. That's a Wednesday. It's going to be on Zoom, so it's going to be virtual. You can join from wherever you are. So, save the date. And I love to, just like we had a fun night. I think we had I don't think we called it a family fun night. I think it was like a financial fun night where we just play games and, there were, of course, financial questions. And we gave away some prizes. So it was just fun. It's just all about celebration. So we're excited to be reaching that milestone. It's been a journey, but we've made it. Thank you so much. So I'm excited. So please save the date. Hope to see you there when I have everything set up, for you to join a link to receive an email so you can attend. I will put it out there. Of course, we don't have it yet because it's early. All right. So have a great evening. We will continue this month's topic, which is the money she models. So let's see what's next week's live topic is going to be breaking financial patterns you didn't choose. So that'll be, thank you very much. That'll be next week's topic. Last week's topic was they're watching more than you think. So that was in relation to our children. Now, for that one, of course, because I was subpoenaed, I didn't get to make our live. So I have to figure out where I can throw that live into, because it was a good topic. So figure out where I'll place that, if I'll place it at the last live of the month or not. So we'll see. We'll talk. We'll discuss it. Remember, I still don't know when exactly I'll be returning home. So I don't know, which week or 2 or 3 I'll be taking off for the move. I just don't know just yet. A couple things up in the air, and with inspections, you don't know how fast things are going to happen or how slow things are going to happen. So just last month, I thought we were moving home last month. So I had kind of made a schedule of I'm going to go live this week, and take off this week to move. Lo and behold, I wasn't I wasn't going anywhere. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself this month. We'll wait. So I just keep doing my lives as normal, and then once I have some concrete dates when I know for sure, I'll definitely let you know when I'm going to be taking some time off. But trust and believe, when I take time off, I will have a video scheduled to go, post every Tuesday. So you still have a tip, still have a topic, still have something to watch. So thank you. And you do the same. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to hold you any longer. I hope you enjoyed this topic truly. Hope you enjoyed it. If you came in late, go back, start from the beginning, and then just think about it. This topic was for us to, dig deep and think. What does money feel like in our home? All right, so I'll see you next week, same place, same time, right here on YouTube for Talk Tuesday. I am Coach D, your financial coach. Not sure if I said that already. I want to help you to reach and exceed your financial goals while still enjoying life in the process. See you next week.